Hello everyone, I'm SoulFire, and today we are doing another Rambles with SoulFire, and as you can see from the title, it's about psychologically torturing some guy that's crushing on my girlfriend. Were, me and her, boyfriend-girlfriend at the time? No. So was it justified on his part? Yes. Does that mean I had mercy? No. So, here's how this works. I'm talking to her, she's talking to me. This other guy, he will be known as other guy, she will be known as girlfriend, just for the entirety of this, whatever this is. You won't know their names, you're not gonna know too many details. You're gonna know enough to get the gist of the story, but I'm sorry, I'm gonna draw the line there, just because, as RecRap said in his breakup video, in the nicest way possible, screw you guys, you don't need the details. Why can I not put something on the cobweb that was placed there for it? Excuse my crash out. Anyway, so we were not technically dating at the time, but he tells her, hey, I like you, and then immediately asks her, who else do you like? Which is just a stupid question, because that's going to immediately lead to jealousy, and it did. But did that mean I had mercy? No. Because how he handled it, I have issues with. But again, you will not know the names, and you will not know too many details. Just enough for content, and because I'm curious what the comment section will say. The comment section always has some very interesting opinions. So I think I should find out what my comment section thinks. And let's not put that glass there. Instead, we're gonna do a little run up, and we cross. Why did those not... No. My logs didn't craft. I'm so sad now. There we go, now my logs crafted. They didn't craft. Craft! They don't like me. So here's how this goes down, right? Tells her, hey, I like you on Friday, right? Now, I'm a senior, she's a junior, I don't know what he is, he's one of the two, but this happens Friday. Over the weekend, she tells me, I did not ask because, like I said, just asking people about each other's, I don't want to say love lives because we are high school students, but you know what I mean. Asking each other about that is just a good way to lead to jealousy, and that's exactly what happened with other guy. No! No! Oh, I can put blocks there. Interesting. So, I don't ask, but she tells me anyway, and I'm more than happy to listen if she needs to talk. I can't break that. That pisses me off. So here's how this goes down. On Monday, I decide, okay, time to start messing with this guy. So I had my hair cut Sunday. My dad cut my hair on Sunday. And she does not like that I've cut my hair. She's like, it doesn't look bad. I just don't like when people cut their hair. I'll get used to it. Now, she thinks it's fine. But at the time, she was not happy about it. So I wore my hat that day so she wouldn't have to see my head because she was not happy about my hair. So, what do I do? Right? No, would you leave me alone? Would you leave me alone? Let me bridge. Fine. We're gonna go over the top of your heads. Where was I? Right, okay. So he asks her this question. I don't ask about this because it's just a good way to be jealous, and I don't like being jealous, and neither did he, but he was not smart enough to avoid it, unfortunately. Because he's a cool guy. He really is. He's gonna sound like a villain this entire time, and until the end, he's really not like that bad of a guy, and I'm about to die from fall damage. Let's just do this, right? A little bit of arrow protection, right? This sounds good. But what he does is he starts asking her stuff about me. And soon the question becomes, but again, we'll get more into that later, is he more obsessed with her or obsessed with me? Because it becomes very obvious when he keeps comparing himself to me, but that happened later down the line. Day one, I cut my hair, I have a hat on. She does not like that I cut my hair, right? So, what do? I mess with her. I take my hat off. I go, well, you get to see my beautiful head. Even though she's not happy about the haircut. And she knows I'm messing with her, so, like, it's good. She goes, well, if I have to see it, I'm gonna fix it. So she fixes my hair, and she's like, okay, it's good now. Don't put the hat back on. And I was like, okay, solid. Then I realized, wait a minute. I now just have a hat that I don't know what to do with. So what do I do with it? Well, I give it to her. I said, here, you get to wear my hat for the day. I did it as a joke. Turns out she actually looked really cute in the hat. I didn't know that at the time, but I was like, hey, just hang on to my hat for the rest of the day because you look good in that. So, she did. Now, about halfway through the day, other guy compliments her on the hat. He says, hey, that's a nice hat. She goes, thanks. It's SoulFire's, right? Now, obviously, she used my real name in this scenario, but aliases. Oh, wait, I'm orange and there's a blue guy here. There's two of them. Hi, buddy. I missed. Oh, so I can hit that shot and I can't. Unbelievable. Okay, where was I? Right, my hat. So he compliments her on the hat. She says, thanks, it's SoulFire's. And then he immediately changes the subject to like school or something like that, which I think is absolutely hilarious. But it just goes to show just a little bit about him that I didn't know about. Well, that was a bit of a jump scare. Where was I? Ah, yes, other guy. So he changes the subject from my hat to whatever, to something involving school. I can't remember what it is exactly now. I just remember he changed it, and she was like, it was hilarious because it was obvious he was not happy about it. And she wore my hat the rest of the day. She was going to give it back to me at the end of school, like after fourth period, because I usually just hang out in the commons after school lets out because I'm an extrovert. And I like people. Okay, cool. And I like people. So I'm hanging out in the commons. She was going to give me my hat back, but instead, other guy, he corners her. I say corners her, but he knows where all of her classes are. She's never told him where any of her classes are, but he knows her bus number, all of her classes. I don't know how he figured any of it out, but it's actually kind of creepy. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know how you figured all that out, so like, good on you for being resourceful, but at the same time, come on, man. Really? Wool upstairs. Wool. I guess the wool's not entirely upstairs now, is it? I'll take that. Oh yeah, we win! Lucky me. So now that we're back, we are going to proceed with day one. He corners her at the end and talks to her until right before her bus leaves, because again, he knows her bus number. He knows exactly where it stops at the school. So he's just right there the entire time. So he'll wait for her outside her classes, or like walk her to classes, wait for her outside of classes, and then he'll get there early and wait at her bus stop and talk to her like the split second she gets off of the bus. And I swear, y'all, I'm not making any of this up. I promise, I am not making any of this up. But so he'll do that. He'll talk to her the second she gets off the bus. Talk to her the entire, like, I don't want to say beginning of school, but that's like the idea. Because like until the bell rings, he's talking to her. And then classes, right? Now I only have A days there because I am not a graduate student. I am not a full-time student either. Now apparently, yeah, he's orange. Okay. Now apparently, as a non-graduate student, because I'm sure if you've been following my channel for a while, you know I'm homeschooled. Oh wait, I can't build that way. I'm sure you know that I'm homeschooled. And what that means is that apparently I'm a non-graduate student, which makes sense, but that means I'm only allowed to take 2 classes there. So I'm taking 2 classes plus seminary, right? So I'm only there on A days. He sees her every day, so he does this to her every day. Where did you come from? Al. So he does this to her every day, 5 days a week at school. Is that creepy? Absolutely. Does he seem to realize it? Nope. But I guess that only helps me, doesn't it? So she has my hat, and she can't give it back because he corners her. So she wears it the entirety of the next day and gives it to me at the end of the next day. Because while I may not have B days, I still show up at lunch to talk to her. And then later, it also became, hey, I want to talk to, again, I'm just going to be calling her girlfriend. I want to talk to girlfriend. And I want to mess with other guy. So these 2 things fell in tandem with each other remarkably well. It's actually kind of impressive how well they ended up working together, these 2 objectives of mine. So I will show up on B days just to talk to her during lunch, right? Does he like this? No, because half the time when I do this, me showing up to lunch just means that I'll show up, he will walk with her to lunch, he'll get the same thing she is, so he can be in the same lunch line. Talk to her the whole time, they get to lunch, he's still talking to her. And I'm a big talker, so like, I get it. I get wanting to talk to someone, but at the same time, man, like, calm down just a bit. Just a little bit. Like, she never told you where her bus was or anything. You shouldn't know that, but you do. Anyway, that's a tangent. Back to the subject. On day 2, she has my hat the whole day, gives it back at the end. Is he happy about this? Obviously not, because I show up again for no reason, because I live 2 blocks away from the school. I can walk there. I show up. No! Do I just get no mercy? How do you people get up here? So I walk to the school during lunch just to talk to her at lunch, because she was like, I want to talk to you because you're nice to talk to, and you're not talking my ear off the second I get there. And I was like, hey, that's fair. Instead, I'll talk your ear off at second period because we have dance together. Yes, I met her at a class called social dance. What does this mean? Social dance is like, what if we took 30 dances that were somewhat social? Like somehow hip hop ended up in the social dance list. I have a few. This is a staircase. Why are you camping it? You don't block a staircase, but you go up a staircase. Thank you. So, social dance is what we have on A days. On B days, I just show up to lunch. Sometimes to talk to her, sometimes to talk to friends, but I show up to lunch. Is he happy with this? Nope. Because half the time me talking to her just means that I whisk her away. It just means that I whisk her away and talk to her during lunch, and he doesn't talk to her during lunch, which he's not happy about, obviously, but you know what? He talks to her every second he can at any other point in the day. So I think I'll just take this one and we'll be fine. Okay? Okay. So day 2, she has my hat the whole day, and then I show up at lunch on a B day just to talk to her and to some friends, right? Then, here's the fun twist, right? At the end of that day, right, I walk her to her seminary class, and she's like, well, I have seminary, you could come if you want. And I was like, oh, that sounds fun, but I had work, so I couldn't. So I had to go to work. So next day, the next A day, this is Wednesday. It's a late start. I get up at the same time, and it's actually, why are you back? And it's actually the same time, which is annoying. So Wednesdays are late starts, right? But I get up at the same time because I forgot that. This is my first time at a public school. I forgot. So I show up at the same time, I get up at the same time, so I'm awake for just like 2 or 3 extra hours, which I'm not happy about because I really like my sleep. Like, yo, I'm a Minecraft creator. I really like my sleep. It's just like, it just comes with it. That fall is definitely gonna kill me. Let's go back and get more blocks. How am I gonna wait, I have shears! Wait, cobwebs! Cobwebs! Where are the cobwebs down there? What? No cobwebs? Really? I could have sworn there were cobwebs in this map. No. No. Oh, for the absolute love! I'm not happy about this. Anyway, day 2, I wake up early, so I'm pretty, like, not happy about that day, because I'm awake. And I'm tired. I'm awake for 2.5 hours more than I needed to be. Which, no, if you know me, that's just no. So, already not having a great day, and then other guy shows up, and I'm like, oh, outlet. So, I immediately just begin having fun. What do I do by having fun, right? So after lunch, so like, you know, he shows up early to catch her at her bus. I live 2 blocks away from the school, so naturally, since I can walk there, I always get there like right when the bell rings, or maybe a minute after, but that's fine. And he gets there early, right? So I don't have time to talk to anyone before school because I sleep as late as I possibly can and show up as late as I possibly can. Or not as late as I possibly can, but as like precisely on time as I possibly can. So I don't need to like, you know, so I get all the sleep I want, essentially. So this is just usually my thing. So I don't even know he's talking to her at the beginning of stuff, really. She just, again, this is just stuff she tells me later, because I don't ask about anything, just because it just leads to jealousy. It really just does. And I'd rather avoid that, even if I did end up getting picked. So I would rather, you know, not hello. I would just, what? okay, whatever. I would just rather, not do that so I don't get there. Does he have that kind of emotional self-preservation? Nope. But that just means that from my perspective, this is even more fun because he doesn't have, I want to say doesn't have restraint, because that's, I don't know, it's not that bad, but he just doesn't seem to. So it turns out day 3, his new policy became, hey, I should be a suck-up. Now, that's harsh, but along with borderline stalking her, he began giving over-the-top, excessive, surface-level compliments. So, whether she asked for it or whether she didn't, she was gonna get him. Who broke my staircase? Yeah, you fix my staircase, please. Thank you. I'm not sure why people in this game don't understand how, routing works or anything, but if you want us to win, we need to have functional. Ecosystem is not the right word. Infrastructure, that's the one. Where did I get ecosystem? But there's a ladder here. What do you think is going to happen? I'm just going to land on the ladder and come back up. Like I said. So he starts doing this. So then I realize, oh, this is how he feels, and this is how badly he wants to win this. And again, I don't play to have fun. I play to win. My family doesn't play skill games with me anymore because I only play to win. Does he know that I only play to win? No. Did he find out? Absolutely. But that's just where the fun begins. So what I do, is I tell him, or I don't tell him anything. But I tell him, like, okay, I'm gonna mess with him. She's on board with it, which is kind of helpful, but at the same time, it's like, I do not need that kind of enabling. And why did it replace my top line? So I've been messing with him the whole time. But that day, I walk with her like the entirety of lunch. So he doesn't talk to her like any bit of lunch except getting lunch with her. Because then I show up and do whatever I do, which I guess is apparently taking her attention from him to me. If there was a face cam, you would see me shrugging, but there's not one, so just pretend you see the shrug. Because I don't have a shrug emote equipped either. The only emotes I have equipped... Whoa, let's not do that, thank you. Let's not do that. The only emotes I have equipped, I can't show you on the ladder. Here we go. Those are my emotes, right? They're fun, but... So, I run into him after I talk with her to lunch, and then I walk her to her class because we're already talking. Excuse me. Now, this is an A day, so I have seminary 4th period. So if I see her again, it'll be because she approaches me at the end of the day. So what happens? Well, after walking her to class, I'm walking on my way to seminary. I run into him and his friend. Now, I know his friend. I don't know from where, but I did know his friend. I don't know why, but I knew him and his friend looked familiar. So I was just like, hey, cool. I know these guys, right? So I showed up, I was like, hey, I know you both. I was like, hey, you both look familiar. The last person he wanted to talk to in that moment was me. Obviously. It was still fun, but the last person he wanted to talk to in that moment was me. But he had accounting class next, which is what's the most boring class you can think of? Take that. That's accounting. I don't know why anyone in their right mind would take an accounting class voluntarily. Because I would not. That sounds horrible. But I guess not to this guy. Not to other guy. So other guy has accounting. I talk to him and his friend till we have to split at the door for me to leave the building to go to seminary. And I walk up, I say, hey y'all, how you doing? I know both of you. He just immediately stiffens up. I can see him visually get taut and tight and tense. I can see it. Oh, you're on my phone. He did not want to talk to me. So, naturally, I talked to him, the whole time. It was really 2 minutes. But that was the entirety of Wednesday. Was just me doing that. And that's not all that special. So what is special, excuse me, what is special is the next day, right? The next day is Thursday. Thursday is the other. Wait, I have my timeline wrong. I did go with her to seminary on Tuesday. Yeah. No, I had my whole timeline off. This is B days. The B day. B day was Monday, and I showed up on B day. I only have classes Tuesday, Thursday. Okay, so take everything I just said, offset it by a day. So I actually don't do that, because day 1 was still day 1, and day 2 was still day 2, but like some of the events got mixed up. But I'm not going to re-explain the order, because now you get the gist of it. Anyway, it is now Thursday. I have class. So what do I do for class? We do class, right? Now we show up to lunch. I'm talking to her for a bit during lunch. I actually give him a bit of a lead. Like, I give him a bit of a leash. Today, I don't immediately, because usually they would show up at lunch, right? And then I'm like, oh, hey. And again, I'm just calling her girlfriend. You won't know what her name is. And I was like, oh, hey, girlfriend, how you doing, right? He's not happy when I show up because he just gets quiet and puts on an act of like, hey, I don't want to slap you because you're competition. Which I guess is fair, but like at the same time, man, calm down. But this is just what I do. But this day I don't show up immediately. I'm like, okay, you get to talk to her. Like, I'll leave you alone today, essentially. What? I really don't understand the new bridge heights in this game. Like, it used to be like height is height, no zone is no zone. But for some reason they changed that, and I don't understand it. I just know I don't like it. And at least they gave me coordinates, like at least that. Is this a legal build limit? Yes, it is. Okay, we're gonna roll with this. And then once we get over there, we're gonna get a bit high. Actually, we don't want to get too high because then I have to deal with fall damage again, which is no fun. Don't you shoot me. I see you. Ah! Munch, munch, munch. Munch, munch, munch. You know you can't shoot me around a block, right? Bye. Bye. Leave me alone. Ah! You cannot defeat me. Hey, bud. Hi, bud. Bye, bud. So, where was I? Oh, yes. This day. I give him a bit of a lead. I calm down a bit. I back off, right? Then, the next day is a B day. He's not at school. I don't know why until, I show up at lunch just to talk to her and friends and stuff. And she's like, oh, he got his wisdom teeth removed today. So that's why he's not here. And I'm like, oh, okay. That makes sense. He can't be here. And he's already having a bad day. So naturally, I'm like, well, that sucks. Because, I haven't personally had my wisdom teeth removed. And I hope I never have to. I most likely will, but I really hope I don't ever have to, because I've never met anybody who's had it that was like, oh yeah, that was worth it. Like, I wanted them to dig around in my mouth and rip my teeth out. It was wonderful. So I would rather not have that experience, but I might have to, so who knows. What in the bug of... Whoa. Okay. The bug of 87. So what I'm doing is like, oh, okay. He was texting her the entirety of that day. Like, the entirety of that day. I was like, dude, she's at school. Back off, man. I don't even text her at school. Because school is for learning. Even if you're not going to pay attention, and she's not going to pay attention. She has ADHD. So don't distract her even more. Does he distract her even more anyway? Yes. Also, this map is brand new, and I love it. But what I do is I go, okay, well, he's not here. I can't mess with him. And then she goes, hey, do you want to come to seminary with me? And I had gone with her on, what am I thinking? Wednesday. Right, I had gone with her Wednesday. I hadn't gone Monday because I had work, but I had gone with her Wednesday. And so at that point, the teacher knew who I was. I showed up. I don't really want to go in that portal because I don't know what's going to happen to me if I do. So we're just, we're going to do it. It does nothing. Wait, do I have to stand in it? Eh? Nope. Okay. Nether's closed. Whatever. So the way that this, essentially goes down is that I'm in seminary with her. She's talking to him because he doesn't know to just, not bother someone when they're in a class. And he goes, hey, how's seminary? And this is when I learn all the stuff about him, like, borderline stalking her, because she was like, I've never told him, like, she turned the screen to show me the messages, and, like, I'm not going to read her messages unless she shows me, because, like, that's just like an invasion of privacy, and I'm not going to do that. But if she shows me, then, well, I'm reading it then. So she goes, I've never told him I'm in seminary, and then told me all this stuff about him going to the bus, like her bus stop and her classes and whatnot. I'm like, okay, that's freaky. So he goes, how's seminary? And I was like, hey, I immediately saw an opportunity, and I took it. I was like, hey, I should, can I mess with him? You should let me mess with him. Tell him good. Tell him seminary's good. SoulFire says hi. And she sends that. It takes this man 5 minutes to respond. It's just like, it gets marked as read. Previously, it was like, 10 seconds between each message. There is a 5-minute gap right there, right? Between her sending that message and him responding to it. His response, I understand. Bro had to put himself in safe mode. I don't even know. He turned off the emotional sector, but he writes, I understand. With a period too, in a text message. I'm like, do you though? Because that's not how texting works. But you know what? Whatever. He does at least have the decency to ask, hey, how's SoulFire doing? So like I said, he sounds like a bad guy the whole time. He's really not. He's just a cool guy, but also one that doesn't know how to deal with emotions, apparently. But that's a story we'll get to in a minute. So, then they continue to text. She shows me some other messages of his. One of them was, how deep is my voice? With 10 being really deep and 1 being SoulFire. And she was like, what do you mean 1 being SoulFire? She was like, he has such a high-pitched voice, he sounds like Mickey Mouse. I don't have a high-pitched voice, y'all. You can hear me. I have a normal pitched voice. Does it get higher when I talk to her? Yes. Why? Because, fun fact, when you are talking to someone you like, your voice changes. You also find anything that comes out of their mouth funnier. These are just facts of psychology. I don't know why they're like this, but this is just how our brains operate. And I don't get it, but you know what? I just need to know that it happens to not have a problem. But it gets a little bit higher around her. He's noticed that. He doesn't know why, because he doesn't understand how the human brain works, which we find out later. And then that was one of the things he asks her. Okay? End of school, end of 4th period, right? I go home, she goes home, end of day. She hangs out with him on Saturday. She phrased it as, she's hanging out with him? No, he took her on a date. They went on a date. They're walking down the wherever, right? I don't know where they were. She said something like, was either Park or Central Hall. I don't remember. It was something like that. So he is walking with her. And not only that, then he starts he starts holding her hand and talking to her, and then goes, I'm doing better than SoulFire, aren't I? Do you not, really? Really? And she was like, it was then that I had the thought, I wonder if he's more obsessed with me or obsessed with you. So she asked him. I had her ask him on Sunday, the day after, but that was just hilarious. But anyway, she was hanging out with him at the beginning of that Saturday, right? Holy hacks. Am I gonna make it? I think I'm gonna make it. I made it! Hey, look, Ma, I made it. Anyway, She does that with him early Saturday. She comes over to my place about Saturday noon, like noon after. It was actually Saturday afternoon, right? He has no idea she came over. He thinks he is winning. He thinks he is the only one that has asked her out. And while he is the only one that has technically asked her on a date, no, we have not technically gone on a date yet. We have had hangouts. I'm not going to call them hangouts because, like, they are kind of like a date, but it's either at my place or her place. And we just find something to do there instead of actually going out somewhere. Will I be planning real dates in the future? Yes. So never you worry for you sticklers out there, and also you people with like more of a sense of propriety than me. Don't you worry. I'll do that. I'm not slacking. I'm just not there yet. So she comes over to my place, right? We hang out, we talk, whatever. And it was then that I asked her, hey, do you want to be my girlfriend? I asked her Saturday, right? Not because, it was because of some stuff she had told me. Not because of him. I know it sounds like I'm just deflecting, but this whole time, he's not a threat. She literally opened up this whole thing by telling him, hey, I'm already going to go with SoulFire. So don't try. He tried anyway, but she told me some stuff. I go, okay. I ask her Saturday, hey, you want to be my girlfriend? She says yes. We get a first date kiss, etc. It's awesome. He doesn't know. Now, this is where my intrusive brain becomes even more active, because I go, hey, I'm not supposed to know any of this stuff about, him going out with her, right? Because he hasn't told me any of this, and, isn't going to, or at least wouldn't. So I'm like, however this goes down, I have to act like I don't know. So like, here's what I'm going to do. They're going to come to lunch like they always do. They're going to sit down. He's going to talk to her. I'm going to show up. I'm going to give her a kiss and ask him how he's doing. Be like, hey, man, I heard you got your wisdom teeth removed. How you doing? And play it off like nothing happened. That's the game plan. That's what I'm doing in my head. And I'm like, the look on his face is going to be priceless because I'm not supposed to know, right? He's going to think this is just me, being me. And it is me being me, but it's just not me being oblivious me. So this is what my plan is to do on Monday. Because Monday's, first day of the week, this is my game plan. He sends her a text. Now, this is the part where I start to crash out, okay? He's a coward. He sends her a text on Sunday saying, hey, are we doing this or not? Are you going with me or are you going with SoulFire? Over text, not like a real conversation. Also, is there nobody else here? No, there's like 1,000 people. Where are the name tags? I haven't seen anybody. But that's a side note. He sends her a message over text, hey, are we doing this or not? She tells him, hey, no, we're not doing this. He then has a 20-minute, so I'm on call with her, right, when he messages this. We'll get to that in a second. I'm on call with her when he messages this. He then has a 20-minute crash out at her. So it's tomorrow now. I got my Halloween shirt on. I had to go to work and then couldn't record when I got back. And then it's Saturday. I just woke up. I say I just woke up. I woke up an hour ago and it's 3 o'clock. So I've not been conscious for very long. Where was I? Yes, that's where I was. Okay. So he then proceeded to go on a 20-minute rant, still over text, about this issue instead of, acting not like a 5-year-old and just going and manning up and telling it to her face. So instead, he is texting this to her. Could you craft, please? So instead, he's texting this to her instead of just manning up. So this whole time, I'm on call with her while this entire thing is happening, right? So, hi. I'm on call with her while this entire thing is happening. So she's telling me what he's saying. What he's being is not something I can say over the recording because I am a family-friendly YouTube channel. Nor can I truly express my opinion on this matter for that same reason. What kind of armor do I need? You know what? This is good enough. We're gonna go get wool. So, great. So, again, this is the kind of rant that he is recording. And it's absolute cowardice to not even tell it to her face. But no, instead he has to do it like this, where he can't see her face, and he can pretend what he's doing isn't massively hurting her feelings. But no, we can't just do that. No, we've got to set. So I'm talking to her for this whole 20-minute thing, right? And she's a very nice person, also usually a very submissive one. And like, I'm an extrovert, a confident, loud, talkative extrovert. She is an introvert in just about every way possible. So she's like trying to be nice, and she's like, oh, I feel guilty, and oh, I hurt his feelings, and oh, I don't want to hurt his feelings more. That was another one. I'm like, woman, you literally told him not to try because you had already gone with me, and he went for it anyway. Now he's throwing a tantrum and acting like the victim. So I tell her, here's how this is going to work. This is what he can't. I know how he feels because I've been in this position before, right? You cannot handle him with kitten gloves right now. He is a volatile substance. So you have to handle him the same way you would like a bucket of lava or something. You get on safety gloves, you get on the hazmat suit, right? And you put it in a crucible, you control it so it can't hurt you. This is how you're gonna have to proceed, okay? Ah, crap, they won. So I'm telling her, right? I'm saying, you have to be firm with him right now. He's not in a place mentally for you to be, for you to be nice. Now, I know that sounds horrible, right? But it was true. I had to, and it got to the point where she was like still trying to be like, I don't want to hurt his feelings anymore. I'm like, he's already upset and he's already not going to hold back even if he knows he should. He's going to act like a 10-year-old about this. So either you're going to tell him how things are and tell him to back off and to shut up and to quit being a jerk, or I am going to go find him at school and tell him myself, which is still something I'm thinking about doing. But she said, okay, fine, I will. So she did, because she was reading them off to me, and I was like, okay, here's how you need to respond to this, right? So she finally started listening to me and actually doing what I was saying she should, which was good because it was what he needed to hear. It wasn't what he wanted to hear, but it was what he needed to hear, and that's what mattered the most. So she was talking. They were talking. She was reading stuff off to me, right? He wasn't backing down. He was still being, however, about it. Still over text and like throwing a freaking temper tantrum. And this whole time, I just like, while she's reading this to me, I just have a medicine ball. We've got a 20-pound medicine ball, looks like a basketball, and it also bounces. So I'm like hurtling this ball at the ground as hard as I possibly can. You know? Just to like, so she can vent and so I don't hold on to any excess negative emotion from it. Because again, at this point we are dating, right? So I do care a lot. And just hearing him talk to her like this over text is pissing me off. So I'm throwing this medicine ball while she's venting. I'm telling her, okay, this is how you need to respond to this particular issue. Can you move? For the love? Anyway, I'm telling her this is how you need to respond to him like this. And it was firm. It wasn't being rude back, but is that telling him stay in your lane, buddy, more or less, and shutting him down when he started getting hostile, because it's not his place, especially over text. And I know, I'm thinking about this, I'm like, I know you know how she feels. You cared about her too, right? You know how she feels about this. And you know that you would never say this to her face because A, she'd break down in front of you, then she'd come crying to me, and then I would make you cry just as hard. Okay? So don't try to protect yourself behind a screen thinking that, oh, it's fine to say whatever the heck I want over a screen because, oh, I'm safe. No, that doesn't matter. Don't act like a child. Instead, act like again, he's either 16 or 17, I'm not sure what, but whatever that is, I'm like, you should have more of a hold on yourself than this. And you should know what not to say, and you should care what not to say, but it doesn't seem that he does. So while she's telling me about, what he's saying and reading the chats out to me, I'm throwing this medicine ball at the ground. And again, I had to tell her, either you're going to tell him what he needs to hear, or can I help you, buddy? Where did I even get shot from?
Shit.
My players aren't even rendering yet. Am I broken? Or am I just like, what? Anyway, I'm telling her, either you tell him what he needs to hear, or I'll find him and I'll do it in person. And he is not going to like that. Do I care that he's not going to like that? No, but he needs to hear it either way. So she finally does, just telling him stuff. Right? Now, what her parting shot was, I don't know. They were talking, he said, we can't talk anymore. Like, we're done. We can't even keep talking. He can't. It's like it's that hard for him to handle his emotions that he can't even bear to continue to speak to her after losing her to me. And again, he walked into this knowing what was going to happen, and he still went for it anyway. Why? I don't know. But then he started pitching his tantrum, and he said, like, he even told her, I'm glad I didn't waste my first kiss on you. I'm like, that's the most bullcrap sentence ever, especially coming from someone like you. But again, I didn't tell him any of this. Everything he heard was from her. She told him everything I would say that he needed to hear, but can you back off? For the love of... Aeroflight is different right now, for whatever reason. I don't know why. Hive player technical support. That was fast. Anyway, that's a side tangent. She was, again, telling him what he needed to hear. He was saying crap like that, and he essentially said, we can't talk anymore, like, we can't even be friends anymore, which, again, is just stupid. But that's what he tells her. So she has her parting shot, whatever it was. She's like, it wasn't nice. I'm like, it didn't need to be. He was being more mean than I think you have the capacity to be. Because, again, she's a sweet person. But I don't know what the parting shot was, but had that, they don't talk anymore. So he had the tantrum crash out of a child over text after losing a game he walked into knowing he was going to lose. And I don't know why he had the confidence to think that he wouldn't lose it when she literally told him that he would, but I'm not in his head. I don't know what convoluted thought processes he has, because clearly the ones he has aren't the most logical. If he thinks that it's okay to throw a temper tantrum over text, where there are consequences. So I'm still on the fence over here. Like, what should I do? Right? Because I still think, because like she gave him an earful, I suppose. Because again, she said she did, but she's a very nice person, so I'm not sure how much of one she actually did give him. But I guess it doesn't, I don't know. I'm not sure how important it is, because clearly he's moved on, had a whole about it. So he's moved on. He got his whatever he wanted out, even if it was not how he should have. So, I mean, what can you do? But I am still on the fence about whether or not I should go find him at school and tell him what he needs to hear. Or not even what he needs to hear, what he deserves to hear. Still on the fence about that. But what do you guys think? I'm curious about what the comments section has to say on this particular matter. And again, not that since y'all don't know the full details, you don't know the names, obviously, there's whatever you do say, I'll take with a grain of salt. But I do want to know what y'all think. Like, what do y'all think I should do? Should I go find him and tell him? Or should I leave it at what she said? Because I didn't even get to, I'm also annoyed that I didn't even get to finish having my fun, because my plan was, like, she told me, on Saturday, yes, I'll be your girlfriend. He thought when he took her on the date on Saturday, he was like holding her hand going, hey, I'm doing better than SoulFire, aren't I? And she laughed in his face. He thought she was laughing with him, not at him. So this whole time, he still thinks he has an upper hand somehow. Not sure how, but he does. So I'm still just on the fence. Like, should I go find him and tell him? Because everything he did tell her, it was not his place to, rant like that. And I didn't get to have my fun either, because I was going to show up on Monday, because Monday was an A day, and be like, because he would come to lunch with her, I'd show up, I'd sit down next to her, give her a kiss, ask him how he's doing. So be like, hey man, I heard you got your wisdom teeth out, how you doing? Because I shouldn't know anything about him liking her. Where did you come from? He's dead. You're on my team, nerd. What are you doing? Because I shouldn't know anything about this, because he didn't tell me any of it. Everything I know is stuff she's told me. Nothing that I don't ask about this kind of thing, so I haven't. Everything I know has been told to me. You cannot place blocks here. Oh, has 5th fighter. Fantastic. But it's making me wonder, should I still go find him and give him a piece of my mind? I feel like I ought to. Because, again, he deserves it, and I didn't get to finish having my fun, which was something I was really looking forward to. Die, 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 die. Can you just... oh no. Okay, how are we gonna go about this? Here's what we're gonna do. Hi. Goodbye. 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 Yes! Oh no. No! Let me get... ah, crud. I was close. Anyway, like I was saying, I'm still on the fence about whether or not I should go give him a piece of my mind, because even if he got a piece of mind from her, he still deserves to hear it. Because it was not his place, and I feel jaded having had my fun robbed from me, because I was not... that's what... like, if I didn't know what... like, if I didn't know anything about him liking her, the whole show up, give her a kiss, ask him how he's doing, that's how I would have gone about it. Just because I could. Not to, like, be malicious or anything, but just be like, oh, I didn't know he was trying to be a thing with her, so, show up, give her a kiss, ask him how he's doing, right? That's how I would have done this. But I want him to be mad at me for taking her, not mad at her for choosing me, if that makes any sense. Like, this whole spiel that she got is something I wanted to try to protect her from, and that didn't end up working out, obviously, but I was hoping that it would. But I would still rather have him... he's more annoyed at her than at me, and I want him to be more annoyed at me than at her, because she doesn't deserve it. Especially when she warned him. So, what do you guys in the comments think I should do? Should I leave it be? Should I go give him a piece of my mind? Should I go... where am I getting shot from? Should I just, not do anything? Like, what should I do? Or, more accurately, what shouldn't I do? So, let me know down in the comments what you think I should do, and what you thought of the video, because I know it's long, and I'm sorry, it is a rambles video, and I had a lot of rambling to do, about this particular matter, obviously. Bye! So, I think I'm gonna end the rambles video here. Thank you everyone who did watch, and let me know what you think I should or should not do, or just give me feedback on the video, and don't even weigh in an opinion on this particular matter, because, again, you don't know the details, and I'm sorry, but these are just not details that y'all need to know. Thank you everyone who did watch, and I guess I will let you know if I won the game or not. Well, we lost, unfortunately.